Hi there, and welcome to this video on GCSE Biology for the AQA Specification, focusing on the topic of the development of understanding of genetics and evolution, and in particular having a look at speciation. I'm Shumina from StudyMind, where we help you revise GCSE Biology with our helpful video tutorials, tailored to your subject, your specification, and to you. If you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button. Whilst you are watching, please leave any comments below if you're unsure about anything, and let us know if it's your first time watching our videos so we can send you our free revision materials. We also have helpful timestamps below for each part of the video to help guide you through the specification. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to this tutorial on speciation. So in today's tutorial we're going to be having a look at some of Wallace's ideas on speciation, and then we're going to have a look at the process itself. So these are our specification points for today, so really short and sweet tutorial. Okay, so Darwin was in competition with another scientist called Alfred Wallace. So we've already heard about Darwin and his theory about natural selection. So he independently published his own theories regarding natural selection and evolution. However, Wallace is most famed for his ideas on speciation. So Wallace proposed a theory of natural selection at the same time as Darwin. So this actually led to a little competition between the two, and Darwin rose to the competition and published his own paper on the origin of species the next year. However, Wallace spent a lot of time looking into speciation. So the theory of speciation is that natural selection can lead to formation of a new species if there is a split in the population. Now, what does that mean, a split in the population? Well, something has to happen in order to separate the population into two separate entities. So, for example, geographical isolation could separate two populations of monkeys over two islands. And we've seen this in a previous tutorial on genetics. So a mutation in one monkey, so for example, let's say this monkey here has a mutation that allows it to climb trees and reach food, so maybe some kind of improved ability in its muscle coordination, for example. Now that belongs to this monkey here who's been shadowed in grey. But you can see our species is split into two separate populations either side of a river. So this is a geographical landmark that is isolating these two individual populations. Now, this mutation can spread via natural selection to the other monkeys on the same island. So for example, how can that happen? Well, this monkey is more able to climb trees, therefore is more able to get this fruit, therefore is more likely to survive and reproduce to produce fertile offspring, as opposed to these monkeys here which can't reach this fruit and therefore die earlier before they can reproduce. So therefore this monkey's offspring will be more likely to have this monkey's trait to be able to climb trees, and therefore this characteristic will expand within the population. So that's our idea of natural selection. However, because this monkey is not breeding with monkeys on the other side of the river because it's in geographical isolation from this population, this mutation is not going to spread to monkeys on the other side of the river. So therefore, over time, this population on this side of the river with the original monkey with the mutation is going to develop this characteristic, and the characteristic is going to become more frequent within this population. Whereas on this side of the river, it's untouched, this characteristic hasn't appeared yet. So over time the two populations become so different that they can no longer breed together. And this is the fact that defines them as two different species. So the two populations become so different that they can no longer, oopsie, that kind of messed up, they can no longer breed together to produce fertile offspring. So if in your exam it asks you to define what speciation is, you would say the process by which two populations become so different that they can no longer breed together to produce fertile offspring. So let's have a look at some practice questions. So I'll read through these statements, you can then pause the video, have a shot at them, and then we'll go through the answers. So A, different species can breed to form fertile offspring. B, populations have to be split by geography for speciation to occur. C, Wallace produced a coherent theory of speciation which we still use today. And D, speciation requires natural selection to occur. So take some time now to have a go at this and we'll go through the answers in a few moments. Okay, let's go through some answers. So statement A, different species can breed to form fertile offspring. This is false. So individuals of the same species can breed to form fertile offspring. Different species cannot breed to form fertile offspring, and this is what defines them as different species, and this is our concept of speciation. B, populations have to be split by geography for speciation to occur. This is also false. Geography is an example of how populations can be split, but there can be other interventions that can also cause populations to be split. So, for example, maybe if a certain individual from a population is introduced into a new area by humans. C, Wallace produced a coherent theory of speciation which we still use today. This is false. And D, speciation requires natural selection to occur. And this is true because we require the process of natural selection to cause these two populations of the same species to become so different to each other that they are then defined as a different species. Okay, so that's all for today. That's all our specification points covered. Well done, and I'll see you for the next session.
Thanks for watching this free video from StudyMind. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to catch our newest videos by clicking below, and leave a comment on a topic you'd like a video on. Click here to watch more videos in our series for GCSE Biology, or visit our website studymind.co.uk for free past paper compilations by topic and specification.